Hello. Today's scripture reading is from the Gospel according to Luke, chapter 9. It starts with the 51st verse, and it goes like this. Not long before it was time for Jesus to be taken up to heaven, he made up his mind to go to Jerusalem. He sent some messengers on ahead to a Samaritan village to get things ready for him. But he was on his way to Jerusalem, so the people there refused to welcome him. When the disciples James and John saw what was happening, they asked, "Lord, do you want us to call down fire from heaven to destroy these people?" But Jesus turned and corrected them for what they had said. Then they all went to another village. Have you ever been really excited for a trip or a vacation? Or maybe you do one every year. You go to the same place. And so you look forward to it all year because you know it's coming. Have you ever had that experience? And then when you get there, it turns out to be just a miserable time. Like one year we went camping and it rained the entire time we were there. So we were sitting in a tent the whole time with I think she was 2, our daughter was 2 at the time. It was just the most miserable experience. So we'd been looking forward to this journey, to this vacation, and it turned out to be completely different from what we had expected. That's sort of what's happening with Jesus in this passage. He's saying they're getting ready to go to Jerusalem. Now, this was something families did every year for Passover. They would travel to Jerusalem, and it was a long journey. It took 3 or 4 weeks to get there. And they were really excited to go. It was like your first trip to New York City, right? It's glamorous, it's exciting, it's a place you've heard about your whole life, and you finally are getting to go. And on the way there, they run into a group of people who distrust them and dislike them, somewhat for good reason. The Samaritans didn't trust the Jews, and the Jews didn't trust the Samaritans because they had some history. They didn't really like each other. So the Samaritans didn't want the Jewish disciples to be around because they didn't trust them, because they had been very nice to each other for a long time. And they kicked them out. And I think the disciples have a fairly normal human reaction to that, which is, come on, Jesus, call down fire on these people. They deserve to be burned, to be annihilated, right? How many times have we been in the line for something and started to get really heated up and really angry and just wanted to call fire down on someone, right? And Jesus says, no, we're just going to go to this other place. You need to expect adversity. You need to expect that there are going to be people and situations in your life that are not going to go the way you had planned. And that's just part of it. So instead of calling down rain and fire, maybe we show some compassion and we understand where the Samaritans are coming from and their point of view in this situation. And we take our own responsibility for our roles in this and understand why we got so angry and upset. Jesus says that the journey is going to have moments like this where you run into people who you're just not going to like, or experience things that are just going to be terrible. But to dust yourself off, pick up your feet, and keep walking to a kinder, more compassionate place.